Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for being here this evening, even though our schedule had a little bit of a issue there, but thanks for signing up so quickly. Really appreciate it. So we're gonna get the stream going here. It'll take me just a minute. But if you haven't already seen, I'm sure you did, we're doing a bit of a gentle vinyasa flow for the first half of the class and then just kind of quieting down the second half. So a bolster or a pillow if you need for the second half might be helpful. And then maybe a blanket as well, because it's a little bit colder. We may use that at the end, but the blanket is really just personal preference. All right, I'll get you signed in here. And you do not have to turn on your cameras if you don't want to, but you are welcome to. Just so you know, you can always share these links with friends, anyone. I mean, the great thing is that it's virtual. So if you have a friend who you think might enjoy some free yoga, just let them know. All these clicking sounds. Unfortunately, I can't do this before we start, so sorry about that, but just a moment here. If you have all that you need, just go ahead and get into a comfortable seated position and start to breathe. We'll meet you right there, or I'll meet you right there. Y'all are doing well. Hope you have a good space that makes you feel calm and grounded. Looks like we are ready to go. Okay. All right. So just start to deepen your breath a little bit right here. Hopefully you are in your seated position, or if it feels better to lay on your back, feel free to do that. Just start to deepen the breath. With each exhale, make it just a little bit longer. No need to count yet, or really at all throughout this whole class. Our Sunday evening class is a little bit different, just a little bit of a slower pace, reminding ourselves that doing less is okay. For me, thinking about the new year coming and all the potential change, it's exciting, but I definitely want to keep that tidbit, I guess, that I learned through 2020, that doing less is okay. And it might really be what your body needs, but we don't really give our bodies the chance to talk to us. So just breathe here in this space. Feeling gratitude for setting out this time for yourself, for being here with each other. Take 5 more breaths, each one intentionally slower than the last. Option to close down your eyes if they aren't already closed. Just really bringing yourself into this space. After your last breath, we're going to invite a pranayama breathing technique into our space this evening. We're going to make it kind of a modern pranayama. We often use the same techniques and the repetition is wonderful, but this evening, all the breath pattern is going to be is a simple shoulder roll. So with your inhale, bring your shoulders all the way up to your ears like you're squeezing them, and exhale, send them down the back. Keep going at your own pace. Inhale up and exhale back and down. Bringing them up and letting them squeeze provides a little tension, and then exhale, you release. If it feels good to go slow and steady, like you're moving through water or maybe even molasses, do that. If it feels better for whatever kind of day you've had or week you've had to just let the shoulders go with one big clearing exhale, do that. We're here for 10 more breaths. Nice and slow. Keep going. If your mind starts to wander, make the breath a little bit louder, continuing to follow yourself along this path, knowing that it is worthwhile to stay here, stay in this moment. Just a few more. After your last breath, keep your eyes closed, hands float to rest on top of your knees. Tonight, I offer keeping the palms face down for grounding. If you'd like to receive a little bit of energy, you can always turn them face up. Palms are down. If you'd like to ground, and find some stillness in the lower body, but find some length through the spine. Like your head just grew 3 inches from a string pulling yourself up. Now with that same motion that we did, exhaling, bringing the shoulders down, we're gonna exhale, relax the outer extremities, the hands, the arms, but see if you can keep your head right there. One more inhale, grow the spine taller. And exhale, drop the shoulders, drop the hands, drop the arms. Beautiful. We stay right here for our opening Om. Eyes can stay closed. Hands come to heart center. If you have an intention that you'd like to bring with you tonight, now's your moment to find it. If you don't have something in mind, I offer the intention of fighting through, of pushing through. Even if you're uncertain, even if it seems new, even if you're afraid. You don't have to be fearless. Doing it afraid is just as brave. So if you have any apprehensions coming into this new year, you don't have to be fearless. It's okay to notice. It's healthy to notice. Doing it afraid is just as brave. And we slowly get there. Be there for yourself tonight and every day. Option to join in our opening Om or just listen. We inhale, big inhale, and exhale, clearing breath, let it go. Inhale for Om. Beautiful. Fluttering open your eyes. If you're seated, just start to rock yourself backwards just a little bit, maybe bending the knees, windshield wipering them side to side. Rocking side to side. If you were on your back, gently at your own pace, come on up to a seated position. Yes, there's a dog bed to my left in the screen. It's for a little friend who likes to listen to the yoga music. He may come back. If not, sorry for the messy blanket. We'll survive, right? We'll live if things are a little messy. All right, coming to stillness in the center, just shift your knees back behind you. We're gonna come into a tabletop position. Slowly warming up our spine with a few cat-cows. You most likely know these very, very well. But if these are new, hands come right beneath the shoulders, knees come right beneath the hips. And just start to inhale, scoop your neck and head upwards, arch the back. And exhale, scoop and round from the low belly, starting there, round the entire back like a cat. Inhale, scoop up, gaze shifts up. And exhale, ignite from the low belly first. Scoop and round into cat pose. Continue at your own pace for 5 more rounds. Continue to get a little deeper into each side. In your cat pose, it might feel really good to let your palms of your hands rise up off of the mat or the floor. Maybe stretching one side to the other. I love that option. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's cat or cow. Whatever feels good to you. As you scoop and round and tuck the chin, you may hear that ujjayi breath coming in, constricting the back of the throat, that breath of the ocean, that sound from the back of the throat. Option to keep that breath going the whole class. If you'd like to build a little heat, you can seal the lips, inhale and exhale through just the nose. After your last round, come to stillness in the center. We're gonna inhale, extend left leg back, parallel to the mat. Make sure both hip points are square to the earth. And then exhale, tap the toe on the outside of the right foot. Inhale, rainbow up through center. Exhale, tap onto the left side. You got it. Keep going. Inhale and exhale. Make this one smooth motion, literally like a rainbow. Inhale and then exhale. At that center point where you cross over your opposite leg, that's where you switch the breath. Take 3 more all the way through. Each side. You're building some good heat in the opposite glute. That's okay. You should also be feeling the core turn on. This is a gentle reminder that when everything else gets a little bit crazy, the core keeps us going. It keeps us stable. After your last round, go ahead and just drop the knee, bring them side to side, and just shift the hips. Option if you built up a little too much heat, perhaps, feeling a little sore, widen the knees, come back into a quick child's pose. One more breath in this reset. And one more exhale, coming back through to center. We've got the other side. So inhale, send this time the right leg back. Again, gaze down at the hips. If you can see them, make sure they're square to the earth. Other option is to make sure you have a good amount of weight in the opposite hand to the grounded knee. Inhale, come over, cross the center, and exhale, tap on the other side. Beautiful, keep going. Inhale back to center. Exhale, tap the other side. 5 rounds here. Keep that breath going. Beautiful job. After your last one, again, drop both knees. Just come to the center. Maybe shift side to side. Or if you'd like to come to a kneeling position, just gently twist through the torso. Won't necessarily give your glutes a stretch, but it'll give the upper half of your body a nice release. Just letting all that tension go. One more breath. And one more exhale. We're going to come back into a tabletop position. Knees right underneath of hips, wrists right underneath of shoulders, and go ahead and tuck the back toes. So we're going to do a couple hovers before we find our first down dog. So we inhale, hover the knees just an inch off the mat. There you go. Exhale, tap them down. Couple more just like that. My gaze is going to shift down to protect my own neck. You can do the same. Gaze shifts down, spine is nice and long. Inhale, hover, and exhale, tap down. This gives right below the shoulders a really great place to heat up. Just remind them to work. Last one before we find that lift into down dog. Inhale, hover for 3, 2, 1. Press into the toes and the hands. Send your hips high to the sky. Pedal out your feet, one and the other. And then very gently start to walk your feet to meet your hands. Hang heavy in this forward fold for just a moment here. Let it feel really good. Maybe shake side to side like a rag doll. You can grab your elbows, or you can just stay still. Let the head and neck go rounding through the upper back. One more breath and one more exhale. With your next inhale, place hands on shins, come up for a halfway lift. Spine is nice and long, like a flat back from your tailbone all the way through the crown of the head. Gaze shifts down. And then exhale, let it go. Find that forward fold again. Inhale, scoop all the way back up, rise up, flat back until your hands meet overhead. Exhale, pull them down to your heart center. Now from here, we're just going to take a few rounds, just upper body, arms only, marrying our breath and our movement together. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, pull them down through heart center. Keep going just like this, maybe add a back bend at the top. Exhale, pull them down. You've got it, your own pace, keep going. Beautiful job. As you inhale, take in anything you'd like to bring with you for the rest of this practice. Maybe it's a gentle reminder of your intention. Maybe it's a reminder that you don't know what's coming next through this week, and that's okay. You are strong, you are brave, you're going to keep going, no matter if you are afraid or not. Look at what you've accomplished so far. We don't even know what we're capable of. You've got this, my friend. You've got this. Last one here. Exhale, bring it down through heart center. Hands come to sides, eyes stay closed. Just hold in this mountain pose. Bring your toes to touch heels 1 or 2 inches apart. Feeling that nice grounded position through all the corners of the feet. Spine is nice and long, like that opening breath series. One more breath. One more exhale. Flutter open your eyes. We're going to do 5 rounds of a sun salutation, but let's consider them to be moon salutations here. I'm going to make sure, hopefully we can see each other. I'll back up quite a bit. So if these are new, I'll go through the first one nice and slow. If they are not new, come along with me or go at your own pace. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up. Same back bend we just did. Exhale, dive all the way down. Find that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands meet the shins. Exhale, plant the hands. Then right foot steps back, left foot steps back. We're in our plank. Now from here, lower to your knees. Upper body shifts forward. So you've got that plank from the knees up to the head. And then lower your elbows down. Exhale until your forehead and your torso meet the mat. Inhale, scoop up for a baby cobra. Just a little back curve. Exhale, tap the forehead again. Inhale, press through your knees. Tuck the toes and exhale into your down dog. Beautiful job. Nice job. One more breath here. One more exhale. Start to walk your feet up to meet your hands. Right away, come to that halfway lift. Yes, gaze is still down. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, scoop and rise all the way back up. Nice work. And exhale right into your fold. Now, one breath, one movement here, a little faster. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step one foot and then the other back. We're in our high plank. Now you can always drop to your knees and do what we just did, or in your high plank. Come with me. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower your elbows until you're halfway down, like a low push-up. Then inhale, scoop through into your upward facing dog. Knees are off the mat, just toes and hands are on the earth. Exhale, press your hips high to the sky, down dog. Yes, you've got this. Nice job. Take one clearing breath here in down dog. And one big exhale. Gently walk your feet to meet your hands. Come up right away for a halfway lift. And exhale, big forward fold. Inhale, scoop all the way back up. Hands rise overhead. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. We keep going. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, nice fold. Plant your hands. Right foot back, left foot back, high plank. Now, when I say flow through your vinyasa, that's this whole pattern right here. Inhale, shift forward, chaturanga, high to low plank. Exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. With each moon salutation or sun salutation, I like to add a little bit more. Remind myself that I'm capable of more than I realize. So if you'd like, in your down dog, or your up dog to down dog rather, to roll over your toes, that might be a nice addition for this next round. Inhale, start to walk your feet to meet your hands. Find your halfway lift, hands on shins. Exhale, let it go, big forward fold. Inhale, scoop and rise all the way back up. Exhale, let it go, 2 more rounds, you've got this. Big fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Spine is nice and long, like you're pulling it apart. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step left foot back and then right foot back. Find your high plank. Now from here, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Now from here, maybe you press back, rolling over the toes. Yes, it's a nice addition. We can work on that as we go. Clearing breath. Inhale, walk your feet to meet your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop and rise all the way back up. And exhale, last time, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands. Step one foot back, other foot back. Flow through your vinyasa. Meet us in down dog. Take a big clearing breath here. Drop the shoulders out of the ears. Get them off of your ears. Inhale, walk your feet to meet your hands. Find your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, scoop and rise all the way back up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Shoulders melt down the back. Eyes are closed. We're returning to our mountain pose where we started. Drop the hands by your sides. Break the heart open. Send the shoulders back, back, back. Whatever comes at you, know that this being, this vibration that you feel is stronger than anything. You don't have to be fearless. Doing it afraid is just as brave. One more breath here, just for you. And one big exhale. Nice job. Go ahead and widen your feet. So you're in a very wide stance. Feet are way outside the hips. We're coming into a very wide-legged forward fold here, a Prasarita. I'm gonna pull up my mat because my feet love to slide. I'm not gonna start this week with a face plant. I can tell you that much. Feet are nice and wide, hands come all the way up, and you have a big forward fold all the way down. Right here in this position, maybe rock your hips side to side. You're gonna feel a nice healthy stretch through the inner thighs. Maybe warm them up here just a little bit. If you know this position well and you know that bending into one knee and then the other is something your body can handle, then go for that. If that's too much stretch, let it go. Eventually we're going to come to stillness in the center, and we're going to start to add a twist. Place one hand, for me it's my left, right underneath of the eyes, and then try to keep your hips where they are. Twist the torso up. Now we're going to do this in two variations. First time, hips are facing square to the ground. Just the torso is twisting, so it's more of a spinal twist. Next time, we're going to allow the hips to shift, so know that that's coming. Don't worry, you don't have to do that right away. Hips are facing down to the earth. You might not have as much of a range of motion here, and that is fine. I'm right there with you. So remind that right hip, if your left hand is down, to come down, because it's going to want to come up. Maybe gaze shifts up, maybe you find that half bind. Right arm hooks around, finds the left hip crease. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Come back through center. We're going to find the other side in that closed hip, nice twisting position. But if you need to toe heel your feet in, come down for a quick malasana. I need to do that in between sometimes because my hamstrings heat up real quick. Making sure I don't overstretch without that heated room. Oh, what a joy to have that heated room again. One more breath, and then let it go. Place the hands on the earth if you found this variation in between, and just push yourself up, toe heel out, and we find the other side. Right hand drops right below the eyes. Shift the left arm up, hips are still down. Finding that twist, maybe gaze shifts up, and then maybe you find that half bind. Holding and breathing, making sure that breath is right here with you. That's going to take you through. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Now, hands come back to the center. Drop the head and neck. We find a nice big forward fold. Maybe your hands come back and grab the outsides of the ankles or the feet. This is the counter pose to all of the sitting we do. So let the hamstrings lengthen. They might be resistant to it, but let them lengthen. Let the upper back curve and let the head and neck go. Shake yes, maybe shake no. One more breath, and then you come on back up to that same position we started in. We're going to take a quick side to side here with that bump in the hips so that we can get an inner thigh stretch. Left hand places underneath of the head. Go ahead and shift up. Let your hips do what they want to do and dump over to the right side. It's okay. Let them do it. Gaze shifts up. Find that good stretch in that right or that left inner thigh. Maybe start to bend the right knee if you want to push just a little more. Only if that feels good. We hold for 5, 3, and the last one. Let it go. Come back through center, right onto the other side. Right hand centered in front of your face. Bump the hips to the left. Maybe add that knee bend. Start to shift your left arm up. Find that good stretch in the right inner thigh. Nice job. Last breath. Let it go. Toe heel your feet together. We're coming down into a Malasana squat right here. Sending the elbows to widen the knees. Let that feel really good. One more breath here, and then we're just going to sit ourselves back onto our seat and allow the legs to come forward for a butterfly pose. Nice. If that transition looked graceful, if it looked awful, maybe give yourself a little smile. Who cares, right? Doesn't matter. All right, our legs are out in front of us. Heels and toes are together, finding that very familiar butterfly stretch. Option to bring your arms overhead if you'd like a little more. And exhale, send your torso forward, finding a good stretch in those hips. Take one more breath. And one more exhale. Come on back up. Maybe bring your legs to a cross-legged position, or maybe a fire log, one leg on top of the other. We're going to do a little bit of upper body stretching here. I know we often just tell our shoulders, relax, relax. But if we've got some tension in the upper body or shoulders, it's hard to do so. So when's the last time we stretched out our shoulders? For me, it's been a little while, so we're being selfish here. Inhale, bring one arm up. Bend it if you can. Maybe you find it with the other arm. This isn't always accessible to everyone, and that's totally okay. If this isn't feeling good or you can't quite reach your hand, just go ahead and bring that elbow back with the other hand. This can feel just as good. Nice, stretching out that tricep, maybe traveling into the outside of the shoulder here. One more breath. And let it go. Bring that arm across the center. A nice shoulder stretch on the outside as well as the side here. Let that feel really good. One more breath. And one more exhale. Bring that arm around your back. Take a nice chest opener. I know one side's more stretched than the other. We'll get to that other one. Just a nice release in the middle here. And let it go. Bring that opposite arm up, bend it. Maybe you grab that arm behind your back. Maybe opposite arm just comes and pulls that elbow back gently. Whew. I think I just found the meaning of both sides aren't the same. One side is way tighter than the other. I kind of love that when I find that. It's kind of like a nice little gem you find. Like, oh, that practice was so worth it. I found something I didn't even know. Maybe that's overly optimistic. I'm going to stay there. Exhale, let it go. Bring that arm across your chest. Nice job. One more breath. And one more exhale, let it go. Find that chest opener one more time, both arms behind the back. And exhale, let it go. Bring the shoulders up and back a couple rounds here. Just let them relax. Maybe reverse that motion. Up and down to the front. Take 3 more. Nice job. Last one, and then let it go. We're gonna access our inversion using a prop if you haven't. So if you have a a bolster. Bummer that those two words start with the same letter because I always confuse them. You have a pillow or a bolster. Maybe you bring it long ways on the mat. We're gonna come back into a restorative bridge pose, or if you would like to take a legs up the wall or legs up the bolster, you're welcome to do that. You would just extend your legs all the way up. If you know where you're going, go ahead and find yourself there. If not, you're just gonna come onto your mat, sending your hips right on top of the pillow, and then find yourself all the way down on your back. So we should end up in a bridge pose. I like to enter from the front. You can also just lift your hips and put the bolster or pillow underneath. We're finding a bridge pose, but with a support underneath of our hips, so we allow them to really relax down. Option to bring both legs up. If you'd like to use the weight of your legs, kind of like a support, really grounding your hips down, you may find that it helps the lower back to release a little more. Up to you, whatever feels good. We're going to be here for a few minutes. Nice long stretch here. So do what you can to become comfortable in this pose. If you need to grab a blanket or something to put on your feet, you're welcome to do that. As you're in this bridge pose, allow your mind to start to let go. Allow the breath to become a little bit deeper. Sometimes the hardest part is waiting. We've all done a lot of waiting. We're really good at waiting. And we know that things are just going to progress in their own time. Time is going to continue to pass at the same exact rate. There's one thing I learned in 2020. I think it's that. The time will continue to pass, regardless of what we do to the time in our mind. So if your mind is already elsewhere thinking about what's coming, bring it back. Bring it back. Make the breath deeper. Place your mind in part of your body that you want to actively release. If it's in the hips, send your breath there. Let them melt down. If your hips are on the mat, on the earth, they can do the same exact thing. Let them relax, melting down. We're here for 6 more breaths. Make them your best yet. After your last exhale, very gently, if your legs were lifted, start to bend them, bring them down onto the mat. If you were in legs up the wall or bolster, you're going to need a minute to just windshield wiper your legs side to side. Let the blood flow return. If you are in your restorative bridge or your supported bridge, option to slowly rock over to one side and then press yourself up if you'd like, or to raise your hips high just a little bit, scoot out the pillow, and let them roll back onto the earth. Regardless of whatever position you are in, bring the knees into the chest, just rock side to side like a little ball, or a big ball, whatever you feel like. If you don't want to be constricted and, right in close, just let your knees relax side to side. Who cares? This is your space. It's okay to take up space. It's okay to be the biggest space in the room. You deserve it. It's okay. Coming back to center, just go ahead and let one leg go long on the mat. Opposite leg is going to come in close. We're just stretching it nice and tight into the body this time. Yes, tight this time. And then exhale, let it go. Let it drop over to one side. Gaze shifts to the opposite side. We're finding a nice recline twist here. 6 breaths on this side. Let them be nice and slow. If your back feels like it's clenching, doesn't want to let go, let the breath do the work. Send it to the tricky spot. Let it release. Keep your breath flowing nice and deep. Reminder to make the exhales a little bit longer than the inhales. After your last breath and your last exhale, gently using the core, bring the knee back to the center. Give it a little squeeze and then let it go long, both legs long on the mat. Inhale, bring the opposite knee up to your chest. Hands interlace in front, just pull it nice and close. And then exhale, let it travel to the opposite side. Arms come out to a T or a low V. Gaze shifts to the opposite side. Relax, let it go. Find this gentle twist on your opposite side. Giving yourself space and permission. If both sides are different, that's okay. You found it. Go you found it. You got one person cheering for you. Let the breath release any tension you've got. Couple more breaths here, 6 in total. Feeling gratitude for all that you've done for your body. Maybe invite a little smile across your face, only if you want to. Knowing that it's all good. Exercise doesn't have to feel bad. Doing something good for your body can feel just good, and that's that. nice work. After your last exhale, gently using your core, bring that knee back to the center, give it a little tug, and then let it go. We find our resting pose, our Shavasana. If you know you'd like to be in a different position, go there. Do it. That's a beautiful choice that you've made. If you want to be in the traditional Shavasana, no props, nothing, just laying flat on your back. Let your hands come out to a low V. Let the toes fall open. Maybe you pull a blanket over top of you. You know you're going to get a little cold. Helps you to feel more comfortable and stay right in this moment. Whatever you do, start to close down the eyes. Let everything go. This moment is for you. In this season of a new year, of renewal, remember that there is no bad time to seek change, something better. If you didn't do your workout on January 1st, it's okay. Time continues to go. The earth, Mother Nature, knows no difference between January 1st and January 2nd, other than a minute change in the Earth's position. That's it. The weather's always gonna change. Things are always gonna come up. And you're doing a great job. You're doing your best. And that's all you can ask. You don't have to be fearless. Doing things afraid is just as brave. We're so much stronger when we feel the power from within, rather than just an ego saying we need to change. My friends, don't search for miracles. You are the miracle. Breathe here just for you. Breathe because it feels so good. Breathe because you have time and space. Breathe because we're alive. And we've got a lot to do. Breathe for you. Take 3 more breaths. Make your last exhale the greatest release you've had all day. Beautiful. Gently start to invite a little bit of movement back into the body, maybe wriggling through wrists and ankles. Maybe making that movement a little bigger, rippling to bending your knees, rocking side to side. And then at your own pace, gently find yourself into a seated position. Eyes are closed. Hands come to heart center. We take one final breath, one final Om. for all of us here tonight, and anyone watching this at a later time in this space with us, know that this space is all the same. It's the space you cultivate. Inhale, exhale, let it all go. Inhale for Om. We bow to each other. I bow to you. The light in me honors and loves the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. May you walk on in peace, hope, and love. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for spending this evening with us. Hope to see you again next week. Like I said, tell your friends it's free. And if you've got a moment, we have some really awesome specials coming up this month and some classes and workshops. So just take a little peek at those. You might find something that really resonates with you. Have a great rest of your evening. If you've got any thoughts, feel free to share them. Love you all lots. Hope to see you soon.